Hey, what's up everybody, Retro Gaming Guy here. Today I want to do a update video. It's been about a month since the last one, and I want to kind of reach out, get everybody up to speed on everything going on behind the scenes and a couple different projects that I'm working on. So last update video was when I rebranded everything here on the channel, as well as launched the new website, retrogamingguy.com, which has been a lot of fun building that up. It's to the point now where it's kind of growing organically on its own, so I can start focusing more on some different projects that I actually really want to spend some time on. So it's been about 4 months since the last time I did anything emulation related, and the reason for this was I got burnt out after the last Batocera PC build that I put together. It was a 4TB build. You guys have probably seen the video tour that I did on that, just kind of showing off all the different capabilities and functions and features within that build. But it took me a long time to put together. I spent over 6 months just on that particular version. Prior to that, I did a 2TB build for Batocera. Prior to that, a bunch of RetroPie builds, handheld builds, and I was just build it out. I was just totally burnt out with it and needed some time to just kind of fall back and take a break from all of that. But in addition to just being burnt out, I was also really frustrated with Raspberry Pi and the fact that they were now really hard to come by due to chip shortages and whatnot, but also their price points just went out of control. One of the most attractive things about a Raspberry Pi single board computer to me, in addition to the performance that you got, which was very good, and the endless capabilities that you have with the Raspberry Pi single board computer, one of the really cool things was that it was super compact. It was very small. You could put it into an arcade cabinet for emulation if you wanted to, or you could just put it in a cooling fan case and it would take up literally, that much space on your desk or entertainment center or whatever. But it was also extremely affordable. So let's take the 4GB RAM version. That was the middle of the line version. That was going for $55. For the amount of performance and capabilities you got, $55 was absolutely insane. It was a great price point. Now, fast forward, the pandemic hit, chip shortages happened. Now they're selling for that same version, not with any increase in performance or capabilities, that same version selling for over $150. I've seen them sell for over $250, but it seems to be, around that $150 price point currently, at the time of this video anyways. That's a lot more than $55. So with that price point, now it's no longer as affordable. So a lot of interest has kind of dropped off. People have gotten pissed off about this, or just lost interest in general. And for me, I feel for anybody dealing with shortages, that's beyond their control, but I feel like there's maybe a little bit more to it than just that, because there's so many other manufacturers of single board computers that are still in production, still making products, still making new products, and expanding on their current product lines. So I feel like there are different routes that can be taken to continue production or to adapt to, the situations of today. But I don't have all the information, so I don't want to, say anything negative about the Raspberry Pi Foundation. But in general, the situation sucks. Whether it's their fault or it's not, it's still a shitty situation in all honesty. So I got kind of bummed out about that, as I know many people did. And it doesn't seem like anything's changing anytime soon. The prices are still out of control. There's still shortages. You can't get them easily. And people are price gouging the hell out of their product lines. And again, whether it's Raspberry Pi doing that or people that have kind of hoarded these computer boards or resellers or whatever the case may be. I don't know all the logistics of it. I just know that the situation sucks and people are unfortunately not able to get that amazing product at that amazing price point anymore. So I wanted to focus on some projects that take different computer boards and different computers in general and show you guys how you can use them for emulation purposes. So for example, I wasn't going to actually show you guys this, but I can see it in my monitor here that it's visible. I have this PC here. It's a full-size PC. It's not a new PC. It's been around for at least 5 years. I honestly didn't even check the manufacturer date on this yet, but I'm going to do a video showing you guys how you can take this PC, which is just your regular, average everyday PC that was probably used in the business, and then the business probably upgraded to a newer one and discarded this. You could take a PC like this and get better performance than you would on a Raspberry Pi 4 for a fraction of the price. Now, the coolest thing about this is this PC right here. Yes, it's not compact by any means. It's probably 25 times the size of a Raspberry Pi 4 single board computer, but it's got better cooling, better performance. And get this right here cost me 12 bucks. I'm going to do a full PC build on this for $12. I'm not going to put a dime into this, and for exactly what I got for $12 inside of here, I'm going to use it to put together this emulation build that exceeds the performance of a Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to do that this week. I'm actually going to film that probably tomorrow or maybe even tonight, and I'll get that out by the middle of the week. So I think it's going to be a really cool video, because I think a lot of people are hung up on, for emulation you need a Raspberry Pi or a gaming PC. They don't realize that you can use pretty much any PC out there. You're just going to have varying levels of performance and, you know, possibly limitations on collections that you can dive into. This particular one here is going to get you into more collections and more games than you could on a Raspberry Pi though. So a fraction of the cost with more capabilities and better performance. It's not going to compare to a gaming PC that, you know, typically sell for around $1,000 or so. You know, 12 bucks is not going to get you in that same performance level, but it's still going to be cool to see what we can do. And I have a bunch of PCs over here. I think I have actually 5 different PCs that I'm going to do various builds for, just to show you guys what you can do with a regular PC that's likely laying around or that you can get secondhand for really cheap. I think the most expensive one that I have here was 35 bucks. So we're going to see a lot of cool stuff done on a budget here. So I'm probably going to do, you know, a handful of videos, just kind of walking through these different projects that I take on. But I also want to explore some single board compact computers out there that are alternatives to Raspberry Pis. And the reason for this is there's so many manufacturers out there that have been around for a while that just never got the attention that they probably deserved all along, because Raspberry Pi was just super hyped up. And not to say that it wasn't deserved. I mean, Raspberry Pi made an amazing product. They still do. But there's obviously some issues surrounding that right now. And I think a lot of people are looking for alternatives. So I'm going to be testing out a bunch of these alternatives, going through the pros and cons, the capabilities of each, the performance of each, and seeing what we can do with them and what the associated price point is going to be. So got a bunch of stuff in the works for all of that as well. So a lot of emulation stuff coming. I'm also going to be working on some emulation builds for various handhelds that have come out over the last couple of months, and that will continue to be coming out for the next couple of months. A lot of people have requested, you know, advice on builds and videos on different handhelds and whatnot over the last couple of weeks and months. And, you know, I've been focusing on other things, so I'm going to get it all done. Can't wait to do it though. That's the most important part of this, I think, is that I'm just really excited to get back into emulation and start doing some of this stuff again. So definitely going to be a lot of cool emulation videos on here, but I've also been doing some short videos here on YouTube. Cool thing about that is I never really actually looked into doing the shorts on YouTube before, but when I do a video, there's a lot more work than I think people really think, you know, goes on behind the scenes. When you do a video, I got to get out the microphones, I got to get out the camera, the stand, the lighting, all that good stuff. I got to edit the video after I'm done filming it. So it's a big production. You know, with a simple 5-10 minute video, it doesn't seem like much, but a lot of time goes into, you know, editing it. And I'm not doing, you know, advanced edits by any means on here, but it takes a lot of time. So with the short videos, I can kind of just take out my phone, throw it up on my little tripod, which I have right here, and just kind of take a 30-second, 40-second video of whatever I happen to be working on. So that's been kind of cool, and I feel like it's slowly expanding the audience a little bit. It's getting the channel in front of eyes that ordinarily probably wouldn't see it on the full-length video side of YouTube. So that's been kind of cool. So be on the lookout. I'm usually putting out at least one short video a day, because it's just as simple as grabbing my phone and, you know, hitting the record button for a few seconds while I'm, you know, either packaging up an old game that I'm, you know, super, you know, taken back by, or kind of going down memory lane with, or whatever. And one of the cool things that I really like about, you know, with these older games that are coming through and that I'm listing on the website and selling and shipping out and all that is, with emulation, you don't have that in-hand sort of experience. You know, you have access to so many amazing games on your screen and on your computer, however you're emulating it, but you don't have that game in your hand. You know, it doesn't necessarily always take you back. Like, I remember being at Blockbuster renting the games or Hollywood Videos, and or even just like cruising through Walmart, and you would pick up the game and check out the back and stuff like that. And now everything's on the screen, and it's very different than it used to be growing up. So it's cool to just like have a a game like this. This, of course, I grabbed one that's not a retro game, but to have a game that you can actually hold in your hand and check out the art and stuff like that on the actual case, it's pretty cool. This one I actually pulled aside because I have not yet checked out Red Dead Redemption 2. I remember the original one, Red Dead Revolver, Red Dead Redemption, the first one on Xbox 360 is what I was playing it on, but never checked out this one, and it was highly recommended for the last several years that it's been out. So pulled that one aside. I gotta load it up on my Xbox One and chip away at it because I don't have big blocks of time anymore where I can just sit and go through an entire game in 1 or 2 sittings. But definitely looking forward to checking out that game. So that's kind of what I've been working on here, what is coming on the channel, and I'll continue to do a lot of the same stuff I've been doing as well. So just trying to get into more of that original stuff that I really feel like was the core of what I did here on the Retro Gaming YouTube channel. So a lot of cool stuff coming. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. I was actually going through my analytics the other day, which I'm really bad at keeping up with because I usually just do projects and film them and throw them up here on YouTube, and whatever is a hit, and whatever gets views is great, and whatever doesn't, it's like, hey, I was just filming what I'm doing anyways. So when I was going through all this though, I saw that 89% of viewers aren't subscribed. So if you aren't subscribed yet and you're watching this video, hit that subscribe button right here in the corner for me. It's a huge help here with the mystery of YouTube's analytics and all of that. So that's going to do it for today, though. Hopefully I didn't take up too much of your time, but lots of cool stuff coming. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next video here, hopefully tomorrow. Take care.